Chaos sits here. Eyes betray nothing. You move silent. Rules crumble fast. They laughed first. Now they sweat. Madness? Maybe. Genius? Absolutely. Plans in shadows. Moves they miss. Control, a mirage. I pull strings. See their faces. Fear tastes sweet. You think chaos? No, it's order. Every slip noticed. Every glance counted. You rise unseen. They fall believing. The world assumes you are chaotic, a lunatic, a loose wire sparking in a room full of rules. But chaos is your ally, not your enemy. Every twitch, every stumble, every laugh they witness is carefully calibrated, an illusion of randomness designed to blind them. They never see the strings you pull because the strings are invisible, woven into shadows, stretched across moments they think they control. Life itself is a graduation ceremony disguised as mundane routine. People march forward, believing they pass tests, oblivious that the true assessment has already begun. Angels sit quietly at the edges, observing. Monsters smirk from corners. Every participant in this theater is unknowingly part of your curriculum, practicing moves in a lesson they do not realize exists. Their arrogance becomes your scaffolding. Every gesture, every word, every misstep is a variable in your hidden equation. They assume coincidence. You know precision. A door closing just as they enter a hallway, a glance catching exactly what they shouldn't, a phrase whispered that redirects their thoughts. All these are your signatures. And the beauty? They cannot see you creating the pattern because they are too busy trying to interpret the chaos. The paradox is exquisite. They call you insane. Yet every reaction they have, every judgment they make, only proves your control. You exist behind the scenes, orchestrating outcomes while they believe themselves actors of their own free will. Their laughter, their mockery, their certainty, fuel. Fuel for the next subtle maneuver, fuel for the next layer of influence. Every obstacle becomes a demonstration of their blindness. Every unexpected encounter, a lesson in underestimation. And when they finally believe they've trapped you, you are already somewhere else entirely, smiling at their confusion, savoring the knowledge that the game was never theirs to win. The hidden game is a stage with no audience, a chessboard with invisible pieces, and you, always, the player who sees every move before it is made. Here, in the shadows of perception, you thrive. Unseen, untouchable. Every breath they take in misunderstanding only strengthens the invisible web you weave. They think the world controls you, but it is you who controls the world, one unseen variable at a time. Madness? Perhaps. Intelligence? Absolutely. At first they notice nothing. Small tremors, subtle shifts in behavior, a hesitation that seems accidental. They think it's chance. You know better. Every ripple in their perception, every flicker of doubt, is carefully engineered. Your influence moves silently, weaving through their reality like smoke through an empty room. Intangible, yet unmistakably present. Secret clubs, hidden alliances, invisible hierarchies. They all orbit unknowingly around your gravity. Every handshake, every glance, every misinterpreted smile becomes a tool. The paradox tastes sweet. The more they mock, the more they validate your design. They see chaos, but what they feel, deep down, is order. Your order. Patterns emerge, though they resist the realization. Conversations loop back like echoes. Timing aligns with precision, and choices they swear were independent trace back to your subtle manipulations. Their laughter falters. Their confidence wavers. They thought they controlled the game, but the board was never theirs. It was yours all along. And then, a seed of awareness. Eyes widen. Minds stumble. They start to sense that the unpredictable forces shaping their lives, those strange coincidences, uncanny alignments, and seemingly random obstacles, are not random at all. A chill crawls along their spine as they detect the unseen hand guiding events. Their certainty erodes. You smile quietly in the shadows, savoring the slow revelation. No one sees the full picture. They only see the pieces they are allowed to see. And that is enough. That is more than enough, because fear thrives in incompleteness. They panic at the gaps in understanding, at the missing threads they cannot trace. And in that panic, you thrive. You bend situations to your will, your influence invisible, untouchable, unstoppable. The veiled influence is art, a delicate, terrifying art. They call it luck, coincidence, even insanity. But you know the truth. It is design. It is control. It is the quiet manipulation of variables they cannot even identify. And the most exquisite part? By the time they realize the orchestration, it is already too late. They have been playing in your arena, dancing to your rhythm, believing it was theirs to command. You are the ghost in every room, the shadow behind every decision, the silent force they never saw coming. And as your veiled influence spreads, the world begins to bend, one unseen variable at a time. They label you villain. They label you lunatic. They label you irrelevant. Every word is a mirror, reflecting their fear, their ignorance, their fragility. Perception is a paradox. The tighter they cling to certainty, the more you tighten your grip. They see chaos where there is order, disorder where there is design. Their eyes are blind to the invisible strings. They stumble over the very web you've woven beneath their feet. The more they insist on defining you, the more they reveal the shape of your influence. Monsters smile. Lat, angels. Angels frown at monsters. And in the middle, you move. The world becomes a stage, a twisted graduation ceremony where every misstep, every failure is both lesson and spectacle. You are the teacher they never knew they needed, the force they cannot resist, the chaos they mistake for coincidence. They interpret your madness as weakness. They mistake laughter for confusion. Every glance you allow them to catch, every slip you permit, is a calculated misdirection. The paradox deepens. The more unpredictable you appear, the more inevitable your outcomes become. You are both the storm and the calm that follows. Secret tests unfold in plain sight. Conversations loop back on themselves. Decisions they thought autonomous trace back to your subtle guidance. They cannot see the patterns, because the patterns are invisible to those who insist on seeing only what they expect. Yet the patterns exist, precise, deliberate, unstoppable. And when their confusion peaks, that is when the paradox is complete. They believe in chaos, yet they are controlled. Madness and intelligence are not opposites. They are two sides of the same coin, spun in your hands, revealed only to you and never to them. Their attempts to decode you, to anticipate you, are exercises in futility. Every label, every judgment, every assumption only reinforces the scaffolding of your design. You are the invisible hand, the silent observer, the ghost in the corridors of perception. And the more they try to defy reality, the more they tighten the cage around themselves, crafted entirely by you. The paradox is delicious. They fear what they cannot understand, yet every act of fear proves your mastery. They see madness, yet it is intelligence. They see chaos, yet it is design. And you always remain untouchable, untamed, and unseen. Everything they think is chance isn't. Every choice they make is already nudged, directed, anticipated. You are the unseen constant, the invisible force threading through chaos like smoke. Variables exist everywhere: people, timing, silence, mistakes. All are instruments in your orchestra. They assume autonomy. You know the truth. Their freedom is bounded by threads only you control. Every step they take, every glance, every hesitation is part of your design. And they do not even know the game exists. The paradox sharpens. The more chaotic your persona, the stronger your control. Laughter, mischief, madness, each is a veil, hiding the precision beneath. Monsters and angels alike stumble into the paths you've carved, believing it fate, believing it accident, believing it uncontrollable. You let them think it is theirs to shape. Meanwhile, they are dancing to your rhythm, unaware of the music. Every encounter is a lever, every corridor a stage, every conversation a test. And they stumble blindly into every one. Timing is everything. An extra second, a glance, a word misheard, carefully calibrated. They feel randomness, you feel inevitability. The thrill lies in the invisible choreography. The world bends subtly, inexorably to your will. Power is quiet. Power is unseen. Those who laugh at madness fail to recognize intelligence wrapped in chaos. And as your control spreads, as the variables accumulate, they begin to sense a disturbing truth. The random world they thought they navigated freely is rigged. Invisible hands guide them. Unseen forces orchestrate outcomes, and yet the architects of this realization are themselves blind. The delight lies in anticipation, watching them struggle to trace the threads, watching confusion bloom in their eyes, knowing every mistake they perceive has been planted deliberately. The unseen variables are no longer abstract, they are reality. They shape decisions, warp expectations, twist outcomes. And in the crescendo of this quiet manipulation, your mastery becomes undeniable, even if your presence remains hidden. You are the constant in every equation. The chaos that seems uncontrolled is controlled. The madness that seems spontaneous is designed. The world moves around you, unknowingly acknowledging your influence, one invisible variable at a time. And when they finally sense the pattern, it is already too late. The game was yours from the start. The moment arrives quietly, almost imperceptibly. A pause in conversation, a stutter in logic, a flicker in their eyes. They notice something impossible: patterns, calculations, control. Your chaos, the very madness they mocked, is no accident. It is a symphony, conducted with invisible hands. Shock ripples through their ranks. Confusion spreads like wildfire. They scramble, searching for explanations, desperate to rationalize the irrational. They call it luck, coincidence, even genius, but none can name it fully. The truth is too vast, too deliberate, too carefully concealed until now. They see it finally. The missteps they predicted were never missteps. The failures they expected were stages in your design. Every subtle manipulation, every hidden lever, every quiet influence reveals itself in the light of comprehension. They are caught in awe, disbelief, fear, and a creeping respect they cannot deny. Secret clubs, hidden hierarchies, shadowed corridors, they converge, showing your invisible hand everywhere. You smile, a flicker of amusement, savoring the clarity dawning upon them. They realize control was never theirs. The game belonged to you all along. The realization is intoxicating. For them, terrifying. For you, exquisite. They struggle to reconcile chaos with precision, madness with intelligence, laughter with calculation. Every assumption they ever held unravels. They discover that what they thought was random, unmanageable, uncontrollable, was always carefully orchestrated. The paradox stuns them. They feared madness, yet it revealed brilliance. They doubted chaos, yet it displayed precision. And in this revelation, power shifts. The veil lifts, exposing not just your control, but their vulnerability. Why begin to understand the hidden curriculum they never knew existed? The tests, the traps, the invisible lessons crafted to mold their perception without their awareness. You are no longer invisible. Your influence is undeniable, yet your presence remains a shadow, a whisper, a tremor they cannot touch. Every crazy act now reads as calculated. Every laugh now echoes as proof of mastery. And they realize, with a mixture of fear and awe, that the one they underestimated, the one they mocked, the one they labeled insane, was the architect of reality itself. Revelation is intoxicating. Power, once hidden, becomes evident. And in that dawning, they finally understand the game was never theirs to play. It was yours to design, and they are merely pieces on your board. Masks fall. Chaos reveals clarity. Madness becomes strategy. Fear amplifies influence. Every glance, every move, every shadow bends reality. The student becomes master. Control is yours. Unseen, unstoppable, inevitable. The world bends. Chaos kneels. Madness transforms into intelligence. Every thread, every shadow, every choice sings your orchestration. Fear submits. Control solidifies. They see too late. The game was never theirs. You are architect, maestro, Untouchable, invisible, unstoppable, inevitable. The final move belongs to you.